If there's life out in the stars, do they turn their eyes to ours? Do we look serene? Do we look so clear? A tiny dot way out in space, the home of the human race. But things, they aren't going so well down here. From further sea to familiar shore, from highest peak to the forest floor, all creatures great and all creatures small, how can we believe that we own it all? How can we believe that we own it all? So you just heard a clip of How Can We Believe That We Own It All. That's a re-recorded version of a song that I wrote back in 2016, I think it was. I wrote that to go on an album called The Green Album that was organised by a band out in the States called Tuatha. We were all going to play at a pagan music festival called Caldera Fest, and I went over to the States, and it was like pagan music glee. I was there with all of these people that I'd played with before at various pagan festivals in the States, but suddenly we were all in the same place. You know, Tuatha, you know, Kellyanna, S.J. Tucker, Celia, you know, Arthur Hines. The list went on and on and on and on and on, and it was fantastic. And we were all backstage in this great big marquee, jamming with each other, and we were guesting on each other's live shows. It must have been an absolute nightmare for the sound engineers, because we would give them a tech spec, and then by the time we went on stage it had all changed. But it was such a joyous time at the Caldera Fest. I love it. I think back on that festival with huge fond memories. And one of the things that happened was, like, Tuatha said, you know, we're all going to be here, why don't we write a song each focused on the environment, and put together an album called The Green Album with all original materials from the bands that are going to play at Caldera Fest, and then sell it at Caldera Fest and afterwards, and give 25% of the profits of that album to the Rainforest Trust. Great idea. What a brilliant idea. So we all did that, and I wrote that song for that album. That was my contribution to The Green Album. And The Green Album sold very well enough that the Rainforest Trust were able to close an entire project of buying rainforest in the Congo. So that was a fantastic result, brilliant, and I've played the song live, and I know a lot of you bought The Green Album. But after 8 years, I thought, okay, it's time to re-record this song now and have it on a Dave the Bard album as well. So I've re-recorded the song. I've increased the tempo, a bit like Under the Trees. When I first started to play it, it was a bit more slow, and yeah, it was a bit slower. So I've increased the tempo to reflect how I play it live. And there's also a beautiful shreddy, well, it's not a shredding guitar solo actually, because it didn't need that. There's a beautiful lead guitar solo by my mate and Alan Wheatley Crow on there as well, who did the Around lead guitar solo on Who Is This Coming on the First Branch album. And that solo just finished it off. It was fantastic. I got that, dropped it in place. I thought, great, we're done. So yes, that is How Can We Believe That We Own It All? Familiar shore.